What if the toughest engine ever built wasn't exotic, wasn't rare, and didn't survive because the company wanted it to? When we talk about legendary power plants, certain names dominate the conversation. Honda's high-revving VTEC Screamer, Toyota's Iron Block 2JZ that became the poster child for big turbo builds. Maybe something German, something with a prancing horse on the hood. But here's the thing, none of those were forged in the crucible of Group A rally warfare. None of them were designed from the ground up to survive flat-out abuse across frozen Scandinavian forests, scorching African deserts, and treacherous mountain passes. None of them came from Mitsubishi. Yeah, Mitsubishi. The company you probably associate with rental-spec crossovers and forgettable CVT commuters. They built one of the most indestructible four-cylinder engines in automotive history, and then walked away from it like it never happened. The 4G63. An engine so overbuilt, so absurdly robust, that tuners have pushed stock bottom ends past 600 horsepower. An engine that won 4 consecutive World Rally Championships and then escaped factory gates into the hands of enthusiasts who discovered its true potential. Crazy, right? Rewind to the late 1980s. The World Rally Championship was brutal. A gladiatorial arena where manufacturers tested their engineering against the worst conditions on Earth. Group A regulations demanded homologation special road cars, which meant whatever went racing had to be something you could actually buy. Mitsubishi needed a weapon, not just fast, unbreakable. They needed an engine that could survive sustained abuse at wide open throttle, handle massive temperature swings, and keep running when lesser power plants would scatter their internals across a Finnish forest. The Ford G63 emerged in 1987, a 2-liter inline-4 with a simple spec sheet, 85mm bore, 88mm stroke, iron block, aluminum head, dual overhead cams. On paper, nothing special, just another turbocharged 4-cylinder from Japan. But here is where Mitsubishi played the long game. Every design decision prioritized one thing: survival. They were not building a lightweight screamer. They were engineering a tank disguised as a family sedan engine. Here is what made the Ford G63 different from every other Turbo 4 of its era. Start with that iron block. While competitors chased weight savings with aluminum, Mitsubishi chose cast iron. Heavier, yes, but dimensionally stable under extreme heat cycling. The cylinder walls could handle sustained high-boost punishment without warping. It was a deliberate choice, durability over lightness. Now look at the bottom end. The crankshaft rode on 5 main bearings with massive surface area, oversized for a 2-liter engine. Oil squirters sprayed cooling jets directly onto the piston undersides, managing heat before it became catastrophic. The connecting rods were forged steel from the factory, not the cast units found in economy applications. The cylinder head featured 16 valves with hydraulic lash adjusters, maintenance-free valve operation even under race conditions. Intake ports were designed for torque, not peak power, because rally cars need accessible grunt at any revolutions per minute, not top-end heroics. And here is the kicker. Mitsubishi tuned it conservatively from the factory. The Evolution models made around 270 to 280 horsepower stock, but the internals were engineered to handle nearly triple that figure. They left massive headroom on the table, deliberately. The World Rally Championship became the Ford G63's proving ground. And it didn't just survive, it dominated. Between 1996 and 1999, Tommi Mäkinen drove the Lancer Evolution to 4 consecutive World Rally Championship drivers' titles. 4 consecutive. In a sport where mechanical failure ends your weekend, where engines experience thermal shock from snow to desert within the same season, where sustained full-throttle runs would destroy lesser power plants, the Ford G63 kept coming back. Stage after stage, rally after rally, championship after championship. Privateer teams discovered something remarkable. You could run these engines hard, rebuild them with stock replacement parts, and they'd do it again. The engineering margins were not just adequate, they were excessive. Mitsubishi had overbuilt a race engine and let regular people buy it, and that's when tuners figured it out. The aftermarket community realized the 4G63 was essentially a race engine hiding in a street car. Upgrade the turbo, fuel system and engine management, and stock internals would survive power levels that would grenade any comparable four-cylinder. 500 horsepower on stock rods happens all the time. 600 horsepower on a factory bottom end, documented repeatedly. The community pushed boundaries because the engine invited it. Unlike other platforms where you immediately hit reliability walls, the 4G63 just kept going. It became the backbone of import drag racing, time attack builds, and street cars that embarrassed machines costing 3 times as much. Most people miss this. The conservative factory tune was not a limitation, it was a gift. Mitsubishi handed enthusiasts an engine with so much built-in safety margin that aggressive tuning actually unlocked its design intent. But numbers only tell part of the story. The 4G63 had character. That distinctive exhaust note was rough, aggressive, unmistakably four-cylinder, but somehow meaner than its rivals. The turbo spooled as engine speed climbed. That shove in the back when full boost hit was violent and immediate. It was not refined like a German inline-six. It was not high-strung like Honda's VTEC screamers. The 4G63 felt like a weapon, brutal, eager, always ready to fight. Owners did not just respect it, they developed genuine affection for an engine that rewarded abuse with reliability. You have probably driven past countless Lancers, DSM models, and Eclipses without realizing what lurked under those hoods. A legitimate rally-bred monster wearing economy car bodywork. If the 4G63 was this good, why does it not dominate every conversation about the greatest engines? Badge snobbery mostly. Mitsubishi never had Toyota's reliability reputation or Honda's racing mystique in the mainstream consciousness. The Lancer Evolution was respected, sure, but it was not an RX-7, not a Supra, not a Skyline. It was the serious choice, the engineer's choice, not the poster on bedroom walls. And the 4G63 powered some genuinely forgettable cars alongside the Evolution. The Eagle Talon, the Plymouth Laser, the Dodge Avenger. Great engines deserve great platforms, and the 4G63 often found itself in vehicles that could not match its potential. Then came the killing blow. Mitsubishi could have kept the legend alive. The 4G63 was replaced by the 4B11 in the Evolution 10, a modern aluminum block unit that was technically more advanced but lacked the overbuilt character of its predecessor. Lighter, yes. More efficient, absolutely, but the safety margins were gone. The legendary reliability evaporated, and then Mitsubishi abandoned performance entirely. The Evolution died in 2016. The company pivoted to crossovers, chasing volume and profit margins over enthusiast credibility. The accountants won. An engine that conquered World Rally Championships, that survived abuse no four-cylinder should survive, and that created a global community of devoted enthusiasts, was abandoned because SUVs sell better. But here's the thing about legends. Corporations do not get to decide when they die. The 4G63 lives on in garages, forums, and drag strips worldwide. Enthusiasts hoard spare engines. Aftermarket companies still develop parts. Builds pushing 800, 1000, even 1200 horsepower continue to emerge from the community that refuses to let go. It is proof that greatness does not require exotic badges or manufacturer support. The 4G63 succeeded because engineers were allowed to build without compromise, and enthusiasts recognized that excellence, even when marketing departments ignored it. When corporations kill passion projects, the people who loved them do not forget. They preserve them. And somewhere right now, a 4G63 is making boost, ready to prove, one more time, that sometimes the toughest engine ever built came from the last place anyone expected.